Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 6 of TNA 2013. We are in week 2 of February here, the week of Against All Odds. These are the go-home shows of Explosion and Impact. So if you don't want spoilers, look. Oh shit, I should have covered some other stuff up. If you don't want spoilers, look. Oh my god, there's no winning here. If you don't want spoilers, look away now for the Explosion show because we're gonna run it. In about that, had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. Kenny King defeated Spud and Jack Evans in 12:23 when Kenny King's defeated Spud by pinfall with a rolling wheel kick. It got an E-22. Crowd were totally turned off, having a match between jobbers on the main show. So Spud's an enhancement talent and Jack Evans and Kenny King are openers. I don't really care because I don't have a minimum that I have to hit for Explosion. So it's really literally just to get people over, and so I'm just trying to give these guys TV time so that they can get themselves over. Match was a terrible way to start the show. It killed the crowd right away, but by working the crowd, they were able to get them back into the show. Spud got a 55, Evans got a 61, Kenny King got a 57. So here's the thing I don't understand, is their performance is based on their overness and their ratings are based on their performance and their popularity, and I don't get how they're doing so well despite being jobbers and stuff, but that's beyond me. There's probably an answer, and I'm just too dumb to realize it. Their performance skills are probably much higher, and I don't know. We'll figure it out. Plus, the company's big enough to where our jobbers might be big. All right, I'm just gonna... Next segment. In a decent match, Madison Rayne and Velvet Sky defeated Hannah Blossom and Holly Blossom, and Winter and Sarita in 12:14 when Madison Rayne defeated Holly Blossom by pinfall with a standing... God, I have to change this back to the raindrop. I forgot to do that before I ran the show. Blossoms both got 20s. Velvet Sky and Madison Rayne both got 65s. Sarita and Winter both got very high ratings for women. This is a very good match. They're actually outperforming my male jobbers, but then again, those are the male jobbers, and these are the women's division. But regardless, I'm very happy with this match. Got a 59C. Very, very happy with that. The women are doing pretty good now. I'm happy. We're building some stories. Velvet Sky and Madison Rayne are in the ring, and Rayne says, "Tara, this Sunday I'm walking out of Against All Odds as the TNA Knockouts champion. And once I'm champion, I plan on keeping it. I bet you think you're going to win your rematch, but I know you won't. I suppose Mickie James will want a shot next, but after Velvet Sky pinned you last week, you're at the back of the line now, Mickie. No women on the TNA roster can take that title from me once I win it. Now that Velvet and I are reunited, we're unbeatable. The beautiful people are back, and on Sunday, we're back on top, bitches." Got a 74 B-. Madison Rayne and Velvet Sky. It was also based on Mickie and Tara's overness to try to work on their overness a little bit, but a 74 B- for a women's segment is fantastic. It advanced the women's title storyline and gained it heat, so let's go to our next segment. In about that, a good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Chavo and Hernandez defeated Phoenix and Matt Cross in 15:43 when Hernandez defeated Phoenix by submission. It should have been pinfall, but submission works. In terms of in-ring performance, Hernandez was head and shoulders above everyone else. Phoenix was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else's in-ring performance, but he got a 56. Cross got a 69. That's actually really good. Chavo got a 65. Hernandez got an 82, and I got a 75 B- overall. So we let Chavo and Hernandez get a little bit of momentum heading into Against All Odds. Phoenix and Cross take a loss, but they're kind of a jobber team right now, so it doesn't hurt them too much. Chavo and Hernandez stand tall in the ring. Chavo says, "London, Kendrick, I hope you two are watching, because this Sunday, it'll be you two laying here beaten in this ring, and Hernandez and I standing tall with our TNA World Tag Team titles." And that is how the show ends. I got a 61C. Kind of disappointed in that. It was based on Chavo's mic, Hernandez, Menace, and then London and Kendrick's overness, but their overness isn't that high, so understandable how it only got a 61. End of the show, it got a 65C. I used Spud too much. Matt Cross was slightly overused, and so was Phoenix, but I'm very happy with that. So now, let's see what it got on TV. Alright, so that episode of Explosion was held in the Impact Zone Arena in the Southeast region, so Orlando, Florida. It was a sellout in front of 1,400 people. Got a .44 on TV. That is 332,580 viewers on all these different networks. Again, it was a 65C. So now, let's go to the booked Impact show, the Go Home Impact show. Alright, so here we are at the booked Impact show of week 2, February. And as always, look away now if you don't want spoilers for the show. The show opens with Jeremy Borash in the ring, and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I have been asked by the new owner of TNA Impact to let you know a few things. First of all, Hulk Hogan was released from the hospital this past week following the vicious attack by Samoa Joe. Mr. Hogan is resting at home and will remain there until he is fully recovered. Secondly, Samoa Joe has been indefinitely suspended following the previously mentioned incident with the possibility of termination. TNA Impact does not condone violence between in-ring and out-of-ring talent. Lastly, the new owner will be making his first public appearance as the official owner of TNA Impact this Sunday at Against All Odds, only on pay-per-view. And that's the bottom line. So this angle got the crowd off, or got the show off to a strong start and got the crowd hotter. It got an 85B+. Very happy with that on Borash. It wasn't just rated on Borash, but I shouldn't say any more than that. In a good match, Zema Ion defeated Gunner in 13-12 by pinfall with a Black Bible after a distraction from Phoenix. So Phoenix costs Gunner a match this time and gives Zema Ion a little momentum heading into his X Division title match this Sunday at Against All Odds. 67C+, Zema gets a 69, Gunner got a 72. Happy with that. A video begins showing Abyss in a dark room again. The Shepherd is behind him and says, "Abyss, why do you fight it? You know he can help us. He can be useful in our mission." Abyss says, "I can never forget him for what he's done to me and for what he did to our family." Abyss, allow him to escape his past as I have allowed you to escape yours. Allow him to be a force of cleansing rather than destruction. I understand your reservations, but he is necessary to our plan. Abyss, I respect you as my humble and loyal follower. If you truly believe you are capable of carrying out our mission without him, you must win the TNA World Heavyweight Championship this Sunday. You must make the championship a sign of purity and salvation, rather than the lies, deception, and greed that it represents. This is my task to you. No, this is my task for you, my sheep. Return to the flock with the championship, or reconcile with your brother. Abyss says, "I will not disappoint you, Shepherd." Abyss worked the crowd well using the freedom to improvise his dialogue. I can't read that. I'm sorry. The Shepherd underperformed. Angle got the crowd hotter. It got a B-75. Gained heat with that segment. I'm very happy with that. In a decent match, Tara and Mickie James defeated Hannah Blossom and Holly Blossom in 9:06, when Tara defeated Hannah Blossom by pinfall with a Widow's Peak. 71C+. Very happy with that. 85 from Mickie James, 80 from Tara. Holy shit. That is the best women's performance I have ever seen. Oh my god. And this isn't rated on eye candy or anything. This is just rated on their performances. Holy shit. I'm happy with that. Very, very happy with that. It might have been because of the tag. I don't know. Tara and Mickie James showed excellent chemistry. I completely didn't see that. So that's why their performance got such a high boost. But holy shit. That is fantastic. Worker improvements. There's even worker improvements. Tara and Mickie have mics after the match. And Tara says, "The beautiful people are back, huh? We'll see how long that lasts." Mickie says, "And as for this Sunday, the beautiful people will not be getting a taste of gold. We know your tricks, so since Velvet will be ringside with you, Madison, I'll be ringside with Tara." Jeremy Borash stands up at the broadcast table and says, "I'm sorry, ladies, but I've just been informed that this Sunday, Mickie James and Velvet Sky have both been banned from ringside. If Mickie James becomes involved, Tara will lose the championship, and if Velvet becomes involved, Madison Rayne will forfeit the match. And in addition, Angelina Love, despite not being a member of the TNA roster, has also been banned, and would cost Madison Rayne, not her title, but the title, due to her association with the beautiful people. So the stakes have been raised. If Mickie interferes on behalf of Tara, or comes down on behalf at all, if Mickie comes down at all, Tara loses the title. If Velvet Sky or Angelina Love come out from the back, Madison Rayne loses her title shot." This got an 84 B+. Very happy with that. Advanced the segment and gained heat. In about that, great wrestling and good heat, Brian Kendrick defeated Chavo Guerrero in 1932 by pinfall. 76 B-. Brian Kendrick got an 85. Chavo got a 61. I wanted to do more with the tag team storyline this show, but Paul London turned up so high on soft drugs that he had to be sent home, which is unfortunate, so I wasn't able to really do much with an angle after this, so I don't think I even made an angle. A little disappointed in that, but great match. Happy with the match. A sit-down interview is played between Jeremy Borash and Joey Ryan, chronicling his time in TNA, culminating in his TNA television title win at Genesis. He also speaks about his match with Matt Morgan Against All Odds. Got a 72 B-. A little sit-down interview, didn't really know what to do. Don't know how to script Joey Ryan quite yet, so happy with that. In about that, it's superb wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Christopher Daniels defeated Jack Evans in 10:34 by pinfall with an Angel's Wings. Daniels got an 87, Evans got a 67, 75 B-. A little unhappy with that. but it kind of cut the difference between the two, so can't argue that much. It was decent. I honestly just needed matches to fill the card. Rob Van Dam is shown walking backstage when he runs into Zema Ion, and Zema Ion says, "Rob, what the hell? You've been ducking me for weeks. All I wanted was to talk to you directly about our title match this Sunday. Rob, I respect you as a competitor, but come on. You were one of my idols growing up, watching wrestling. Wait, where's the X Division title?" The camera pans out and shows Rob Van Dam does not have the title with him. It's not on his shoulder, it's not around his waist or anything. Rob says, "Zema, buddy, I'm sorry. I should have told you sooner. I talked to Hogan last week, but with the whole Samoa Joe thing, he must have never told you. The Hulkster and I worked out a deal. I'm using option C and entering the world title match this Sunday. It may not be Destination X, but Hogan said the new owner approved it. So you're not facing me this Sunday. Sorry, man, but best of luck to you." Rob Van Dam walks away. Ion looks confused. Zema says, "Who the hell am I facing then?" So Rob Van Dam cashes in option C. Option C is supposed to be used for Destination X, but the owner allowed him to use it for Against All Odds to make it a 4-way match against Mr. Anderson. 84 B+, happy with that. Who is Zema Ion going to face for the title? And about that, in fantastic heat and great wrestling, Frankie Kazarian defeated James Storm in 1928 by pinfall with a fade to black. I'm sorry if I can't really speak today. It had fantastic heat and great wrestling, but it got a 71 C+. That's bullshit. James Storm got a 76, Kazarian got a 69. They just don't click, so that explains the low rating. That's unfortunate. James Storm sits in the ring in disbelief. He just sits there and looks up to the fans. He grabs his cowboy hat and carries it to the back. So he doesn't put the cowboy hat on his head this week. He just carries it in his hand to the back. We got a 78B. Happy with that. Mr. Anderson's music hits as he makes his way down to the ring and says, "So the new owner wants to stack the deck against me. Of course, I can't just face Jeff Hardy in a one-on-one rematch. It has to be a fatal 4-way. You got Jeff in one corner. In another, you got that delusional cult follower Abyss. In another, you have Mr. Thursday Night, Rob Van Dam. But in the final quarter, you have some asshole. That asshole just so happens to be the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. So at Against All Odds, the deck may be stacked, but assholes always have an ace up their sleeve. And a real asshole never shows his hand until all the cards have been played." Anderson's music hits, and the show ends on the champion holding the belt in the ring. What does this mean from Anderson? A cryptic promo, but let's see what happens. 100 A-star, very happy with that. Fantastic. And the show got an 80B. That's alright. It had a lot of bad segments. For a go-home show, this was honestly kind of a shitty show. I wasn't sure how to book it. I didn't really know what to do. Holy shit, we drew 10,000 fans, though. It increased their popularity in 42 regions. Now let's see what the show got on television. So that episode of Impact was held in the Murphy Center in Southeast region and drew 10,584 fans, got a 5.96 on TV. That's 4.475 million viewers. Again, it got an 80B, and I'm very happy with that. And now, I will take you guys to Against All Odds. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Against All Odds. It is finally here, Sunday, week 2 of February, and we got a pretty good show for you guys. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully it gets highly rated. I think it was pretty good, but I'm pretty biased since I put the show together. So, as always, if you don't want spoilers, look away now. In a poor pre-show match, ODB and Gail Kim defeated Hannah Blossom and Holly Blossom in 11:01 when ODB defeated Hannah Blossom by pinfall with a dirty dozen. Gail Kim was head and shoulders above everyone else. 67 for Gail Kim, 51 for ODB. 28 and 32 for the Blossom Sisters. 55 C- though, so I wouldn't really call that a poor pre-show match. That was pretty decent, especially for the women. No offense to the women, but decent for them. In a pre-show bout that had good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd, the American Wolves defeated Robbie E and Robbie T in 14:23 when Davey Richards defeated Robbie T by pinfall with a DR Driver 2. That was very good performances from Davey and Eddie. I thought Eddie would outperform Davey, but Davey outperformed Eddie. Robbie, both of the Robbies got pretty good performances. 76 B-, I'm happy with that. And now we start the main card. In about that, a decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Phoenix and Matt Cross defeated Kid Cash and Gunner in a 2v2 no DQ match in 11:21. Matt Cross defeated Kid Cash by pinfall with a shooting star press. Got a 68 C+, good way to start the show, I think. Cross got a 59, Phoenix got a 48, 67 for Gunner, 46 for Cash. So the team of Matt Cross and Phoenix, the babyfaces, they get the win here. over Kid Cash and Gunner after the weeks of torment in what was honestly kind of a little bit of a short tag match, but a no DQ one. I think it went pretty well. Phoenix and Cross celebrate with the fans, having finally beaten Gunner and Cash, so they run out into the crowd, they're celebrating and stuff, celebrating with the fans over the barriers. Phoenix had major problems due to the language barrier, which it was based on his entertainment, I guess that's language. 37 D-, not what I wanted, but not bad. A limo is shown pulling up to the arena as the broadcasters speculate as to who the owner could be that is in this limo. 77B. Let's see. In about that, it's superb wrestling and good heat. Joey Ryan defeated Matt Morgan in 15:08 by pinfall with a double underhook facebuster. Joey Ryan makes defense number 2 of his TNA television title. He got an 80. Morgan got a 78. Got the crowd hotter. 83B+. Very happy with that. Joey Ryan retains the television title. Zima Ion makes his entrance with a microphone and says, "This is unfair and unjust treatment from management. I still have not been informed of who I will be facing for the X Division title tonight. I don't even know if I'm having a match. Familiar music hits." Ooh, who could it be? 64C, happy with that. Zima Ion in the X Division title match with Alex Shelley. And about that, a great wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Alex Shelley defeated Zima Ion in 11:30 by pinfall with a shell shock. He wins the TNA X Division title. 79B, happy with that. He got a 75. Zima got a 70. His gimmick got very good, but our gimmicks don't really matter with the product. Alex Shelley returns to the Impact Zone and wins the X Division title. Alex Shelley receives an ovation from the crowd after returning and winning the X Division title. 77B, Angle got the crowd hotter. James Storm has a mic and says, "Alright, this is an open challenge to anyone in the back. This is your chance to make a name for yourself as the one who the cowboy beats to end his losing streak, so come on down." There's a small pause of anticipation, and this time unfamiliar music hits the arena. Got a 74B-. James Storm clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script and performed well. So who's his mystery opponent? It's Colt Cabana. In about that had superb wrestling and great heat, Colt Cabana defeated James Storm in 17:53 by pinfall with a Colt 45. Got an 83B+. James Storm got an 80. James Storm got an 85. Colt Cabana got an 80. Very, very happy with this match. Colt Cabana's debut. I wasn't sure how his performances were going to be, but seeing that he's performing at an 80 at his first match in the company, we got things planned for Colt Cabana. James Storm is again sitting in the ring in disbelief. He has tears in his eyes. He picks up his cowboy hat and looks at it for a while. He sets it in the middle of the ring and then leaves. Got a 92A. James Storm again, masterful job improvising interactions. And could this potentially be the end of the cowboy? This segment right here, he left the cowboy hat in the middle of the ring and just walked away. Christy Hemme is standing outside a door that says owner's office. Hemme says, "I'm here standing by for the first public comment from our new owner who should be right out to speak with us." The door opens. 55C-. This was only a 1-minute segment, so can't do that good. Dixie Carter steps out of the office and says, "Oh hey Christy, you seem surprised to see me here. Let me explain. The new owner of TNA wasn't able to make it to the show tonight. He had a last-minute emergency with one of his other business ventures. However, he has asked me to step in as general manager until either Hulk Hogan is healthy enough to come back." I forgot to delete that. Until Hulk Hogan is healthy enough to come back, and I was going to say, or the new owner can show up, but I decided to take that out. Hemme says, "Dixie, since the new owner's not here, can you give us any information on who this mysterious person is?" And Dixie says, "I'm sorry, Christy. I've been told I can't reveal the owner's identity. However, they have assured me that they will be making their first public appearance in TNA very soon. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a show to run." It's got a 57C-. Not too happy with it, but Dixie Carter kind of drags the segment down, so I'm happy with it in that respect, that it did decent even with Dixie Carter in it. Now, next segment. Well, no, not next segment. The new owner, not here tonight, sent Dixie Carter in his place. Interesting story. And about that, it's superb wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. London and Kendrick defeated Chavo and Hernandez in 14:06 when Paul London defeated Chavo Guerrero by pinfall with a London calling. London and Kendrick made defense number 1 of their TNA tag titles. In terms of in-ring work, Brian Kendrick was head and shoulders above everyone else. He got a 95 in this match. Holy shit. Everyone had good chemistry in this match. Chavo got a 65, Hernandez got a 78, London got a 73, Kendrick got a 95. London and Kendrick retained the titles, 83B+, happy with it. Oh, fuck. Paul London was high on drugs during the match. It really affected his performance. This is like the third straight show that London has had drug issues with, so I might have to do something about that. London and Kendrick grab their titles and roll out of the ring. They celebrate on their way up the ramp. In the ring, Hernandez helps Chavo to his feet, and they both grab a mic. Chavo says, "Hernandez, I'm sorry, man. That loss was on me. But we'll get those punks next time. You know it, I know it, and all these people know it." Hernandez raises his mic to say something, but then he grabs Chavo and hits him with a border toss. And Hernandez says, "Chavo, I'm tired of pulling your dead weight. Have you noticed that I'm the one who's always getting the win, and you're the one who's always taking the loss when we have matches? Because I sure have. Consider us done." So the breakup of Hernandez and Chavo, 67C+, after Chavo repeatedly takes losses and Hernandez repeatedly gets the wins. Kind of wanted to build to that, and so they have officially broken up as a team. Wow. Next segment. In a decent match, Madison Rayne defeated Tara in 13-19 by pinfall with a raindrop after distraction from Maurice. Madison Rayne wins the TNA Knockouts title. So the stipulation was that Angelina Love could not interfere, Velvet Sky could not interfere, and Mickie James could not interfere, but Maurice, a wild card, has come in and cost Tara the title, and Madison Rayne wins the Knockouts title. 65 for Tara, 61 for Madison Rayne, and a 70C+. Very happy with that women's match. I think it was one of my highest rated women's matches so far. Very, very happy with it. Velvet Sky comes out from the back. Maurice gets into the ring. Maurice and Velvet raise Madison Rayne's hands as she is presented with the Knockouts title. The trio stand over Tara, sharing a group hug. 81B. Very, very happy with that. So could this be a new version of the beautiful people? Madison Rayne, Maurice, and Velvet Sky. Oh, Maurice also makes her debut. I forgot to mention that. She was not in Impact Wrestling before this, obviously. So the debut of Maurice sees her cost Tara the world title and possibly join the beautiful people. The Knockouts title, not the world title. Next segment. In an exceptional match, Mr. Anderson defeated Abyss, Jeff Hardy, and Rob Van Dam in 23:01 when Mr. Anderson defeated Jeff Hardy by pinfall with a senton bomb. Mr. Anderson makes defense number 1 of his TNA world title. I realized in the booking of this show that I fucked up. I gave Samoa Joe 2 weeks off to simulate his suspension, but what I wanted to do was I wanted to have the distraction be from Samoa Joe, and it would just be his music hits and stuff, but I didn't have him, so I couldn't do that distraction. So in this, just imagine Hardy was about to pin Anderson, Samoa Joe's music hits, Hardy gets distracted, Anderson hits him with the senton bomb, retains the title. 93A, very happy with it. Van Dam got an 84, Anderson got a 92, Hardy got an 89, and Abyss got an 84. Very, very, very happy with this match. Great main event world title match. Anderson grabs his title and a mic and sits in the corner of the ring. Anderson says, "I told you all. I had an ace up my sleeve. But sometimes the best ace is a bluff." Anderson's music hits. He gets up, holds his title in the air as Against All Odds ends. Got a 90A. He worked the crowd well, using the freedom to improvise to his advantage. Very happy with that. Anderson retains the world title. What did the show get? A 90A. Very, very, very happy with the results of that show. There's a lot of good segments, a lot of good matches, and I thought this was one of the best shows I've ever booked, period in this. Very happy with it. Increased our popularity in 32 regions. Now let's see what it got on television. Alright, so Against All Odds was a sellout in front of 10,000 people in the Patriot Center in the Mid-Atlantic region. On pay-per-view, got a .73. It's 369,138 buys on these few pay-per-view providers. And so that is all for this episode. I want to thank you guys for continuing the journey with me through Against All Odds. And we had a very good show. Hopefully, we can get even more great storylines going soon. And I will see you guys in the next episode.